What would you do if you were in the studio with Kanye West? Today we're going to use Suno Studio to create a virtual studio session and create in the mind of Kanye West. Firstly, we're going to take audio recordings from our DAW. You guys can also just directly record into Suno. I don't do it because when I record video, it creates a complex virtual mixer that makes the audio not work in here. But you guys can simply do this as well. So let's call this Suno Studio Kanye West. So I'm going to show you guys the real workflow of how to do this. So firstly, you need a recording. I'd recommend you guys record the drums first, so that everything else wraps around the drums. If you don't have any drums, it's going to be very hard to add drums to your idea. So firstly, let's go to 80-ish BPM. Let's see what kind of BPM we want. Let's do 93 BPM. And now I'm going to beatbox the drums. So I'm thinking in the mind of Kanye. Boom, 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 da doom, doom. I might even run out of breath, honestly. Boom, 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 doom, 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 boom. I clearly ran out of breath. There's no way. So the secret to beatboxing, somebody asked me, is basically you want to breathe in on the snares and you want to breathe out on the kicks. So we should be able to loop this because we don't need too many changes. So it's boom, 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 doom, doom, doom. Let's go to song mode. Boom, 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 doom, 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 boom, 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 doom, doom, boom, boom. Good enough. We don't want to go crazy with it because we're going to have the AI redo our vocals, redo the drums anyway. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so now we need a strong vocal melody. So we have the rhythm section. So before we're even in Suno, you want to think like this. So we have 4 components here. We have the rhythm component. We have what's called the top line. So even if you don't have all these ideas, just understand that you're going to need these from Suno. So top line, we're going to get the harmony section. This is our chords. We're probably not going to record chords with one voice. I would have to record a lot of times in the bass. So let's maybe come up with a bass. So I get everybody can't record all the time where you guys are, but the more you record, the better I found. Leaving Suno up to everything can leave a lot of empty context. So now let's record a top line. So I'm freestyling. This is no idea to it. Let's come up with something for the top. Don't know.
Shorty, I just wanna know your name, but I really can't bang, and I really can't. Shorty.
Actually, I know what we're gonna do. I can't think of a top line, so this is a great place to stop. Let's highlight all these drums in FL, right click, consolidate track from track start. This will print it into one file. So all we need to do now is just double click on each file, right click, and locate the file. So now we can go into Suno Studio, but if you guys don't have all that context, you're not gonna understand how to do all this. So let's call this original. We're labeling this because we want to know our tracks versus Suno's tracks. So let's call it original drums. We're gonna left click and drag those in. And we're gonna make sure the audio starts at the 1. So zoom in and make sure that thing starts at the 1. And we're also gonna go down to the bottom left, go to where it says manual BPM. We're gonna type in 93 and keep it on manual, don't change it because the tempo will fluctuate if you change that. All right, so now we need the other file, which was the bass. Let's double click in here, right click, locate file. So again, the more stuff you can actually sing out, the better, because Suno will have true context of your melody ideas. Without it, it's guessing. Okay, so let's add a track and let's rename this bass. Okay, original, bass original, something like that. So now we can left click and drag that thing right there. So this should play just drums and bass. Okay, now we want Suno to do its magic. So let's add a track here and it should automatically highlight the area. We're gonna go down to the bottom here. Let me switch sides and click here. Let's go to where it says bass. So we want to generate bass first because that's kind of the style thing that needs to wrap around our drums. And let's type in 1970s black soul. Very important to put black soul because it's just soul can be perceived as a different type of genre if you just say soul. All right, so nextly, let's switch this back. Let's go to bass and let me think. Let's do 1980s. Maybe it gives us a different tone. And we'll put Black Soul for now, but let's add another track here. And I'm going to do 1980s disco. Maybe disco funk, I don't know. Let's just try different bass styles because Kanye's known to sample Shaka Khan and that kind of funkier sound. So now let's mute our original bass, pardon me. I can barely hear their bass. This one didn't get all the notes, so let's go to version 2 under the takes here. Click this hide to reveal takes. Let's go to version 2 here. That is just not even the same key. So I'm not sure it picked up our notes too well. Has anybody else noticed in Suno it's been cutting off the beginning of audio lately? Or is that just me? It's definitely been doing this a lot, like to where it's like it has to be some kind of update they did. So what we're going to do is not worry about every single note. We're just going to ask ourselves, does the bass that Suno created match our drums? Okay, that's the question at hand. It's definitely giving me a Kanye vibe. So it's definitely giving me that Kanye. So this is the 1980s Black Soul. So I think this is definitely the best take. We don't want to overly listen to too many takes because Suno Studio, one thing about it is you could hear more takes and you'll be like, okay, that one's better. And the next one's going to be better. And the next one. And you're just going to be going through 1,000 tracks, just track after track, because they're all going to be so good. So you just have to choose one and stick with it. And let's get rid of anything else that we didn't want. Let's just start deleting stuff. I'm curious to hear what this other bass sounded like though. So that was out of key. So we're not just going to delete that. All right, now let's add a track. And now I'm probably going to do this in the DAW because Kanye uses very specific drums. But just for the video's sake, let's click here. Let's go to drums. And let's tell it, Roland TR-808, which is a famous drum machine. And that's all we want to add. Okay, let's add another track here. And let's click here. Let's go to drums. And let's type in the words Lindrum, L-I-N-N drum. And this is another famous drum machine from that time. Okay, so it's probably not going to give me the drums I want, so that's not a big deal. We're going to go back into the DAW. What I really want Suno to do is add in all the filler background instruments like a flute or a vocal singer. That's what I want Suno to do, not necessarily do the drums for me, because we're not doing an acoustic genre. We're doing more of a hip-hop sampled genre. See how they're a little off? I mean, the drums are cool, but it's not what I was going for. And it's a unique bounce, but it's not the doom, doom, boom, 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 da doom, doom. That's not the same rhythm. So that's why I say that was really just to see what they would generate. It's not really what we care about. Okay, let's go back here. And I found backing vocals are like Suno's best feature. So let's do R&B female harmonies. Under backing vocals, we want no lyrics because we want it to kind of freestyle its ideas. Let's add another track and let's make this woodwinds. I'm going to say like R&B flute, whatever that means. Okay, hit create and let's add another track and let's try some guitar licks. So let's put in R&B guitar licks and we'll just say comma hammer-ons, which is a style of playing a guitar. Create that. So we don't want to overly fill it with, again, bass heavy stuff or drum stuff. We want to just focus on the stuff that we can't create no matter what we do. I can't sing like a girl. So there's nothing I can do about that except hire somebody, which would take forever to get that done for the small video. So we're going to mute these other tracks and let's hear the background. There we go. And here's that moment where you just... Suno Studio always does this. Every time I'm like, man, I'm probably gonna get bored of Suno. It just, and then we hear the one instrument, the flute, the vocals, the something, and it just like, whoa, like that's crazy. I don't know. Suno just has some kind of magic built in. I just don't understand. Let's hear what the flutes have. This is, we don't know what this is. Let's go, flute. Let's hear what this guitar, I feel like the guitar's not, it's too rhythmic. I'm not mad at the guitar. We took this from a simple idea into this crazy thing. What we're going to do now is export this. I promise y'all, it does it every time. I get on these videos because I know you guys love Suno Studio, and I'm like, man, will I ever get bored of Suno? And I'm making a beat, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll just get used to it. And then boom, something hits me, and I'm like, what the F? It's like starting music all over again. It's like the reason you start music. Okay, so one caveat is that when you export the stems, if your DAW does not time warp, it may sound off beat, because in Suno Studio, if you click on any of these tracks, the tempo is on beat, meaning that it matches the tempo with other stuff into the grid. So when you drag it into your DAW, it turns that feature off whenever you export stems. So you have to have a DAW that can actually re-time warp it back to a grid. So that's why we're in Logic Pro and not FL Studio, because FL Studio is very difficult to do it. Let's click here where it says flex, and we're going to click this little DNA icon next to each track here. So this will turn on what's called flex mode. And now we can go to the inspector here and look for the quantize setting. And let's quantize it by like a 30-second beat or something really small so that it can grip onto the BPM. So now it should be more in beat. Without this, it'll sound very loose and like sloppy. There's a weird part with the flute right around here. I want to chop this part out. So let's just, like right around here, it has like a weird clicky sound. So I'm just going to hit Command T. And dang, I always do that. All right, we're going to hit Command T, find that little glitch, and just cut this part out. So we didn't lose too much information. Don't be afraid to cut stuff out of your stems. You know, a lot of music production is cutting stuff away. All right, now we can mix a little bit. So I'm gonna mix a little bit before we add the drums so I can see how much room we have for the drums. The bass sounds really good. Gonna add a little tiny delay to the flute. Just fill in some of those gaps. Alright, now let's add some drums. It's kind of hard to hear the drum. Let's record this in though. And we're missing a snare, but let's record this in. All right, we don't need to do 1,000 years of drums here. So we've done about 8 bars of drums. Let's just double click in here, hit Control A. We're going to quantize this a little bit and add some swing to it. So it's hard to hear the drums, but let's save this project. All right, now we got the drums. We just need some snares or percussion, either one. So I just have to hear them. All right, so it's definitely going to be a snare. We just need a boom, dun, 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 dun. There you go. There's the. Now let's go to Drum Machine Designer. I don't know if you used tonal stuff back then. Okay, you didn't back then. All right. So we're just going to record the snare this time around. So, okay, now we got that. We are going to loop them things. Loop them things. Is that a song? Loop thing. Something like that. Let's quantize the snare. I'm gonna delay the snare a little, the flute a little bit. I'm adding a little swing to the vocal just to see if it blends with the drums a little bit better. Also, I'm going to see what happens if we transpose this as if Kanye would. This sounds dope. I don't know if we could transpose all these at once. Let's try. It says 4 selected, so I assume so. So now we're in a whole different key. On this octave, I have to boost a different frequency for the bass. So I'm just going to try different keys here. We're going to highlight everything and just go to the top left and transpose it. these keys sound good. I mean, there's no key that sounds bad. So we're +3. We were +7 for that super. So let's pitch it down 5 just to see what this would sound like slowed down. Let me see if I can do something. This is, I'm telling you, Suno has the effect where the more you keep doing stuff to it, the more you're going to like it and the more iterations you want to create. So I'm going to actually copy this over and see if we could transpose this stuff back to, what were we, +3? I think. So we're in 2 different keys. I don't know if this will work or not, but I think it will. Yeah, so we're in 2 different keys here. Crazy work. Subscribe if you're new. Go to busyworksbeats.com/black to learn more. Peace out, guys.